I know this is a subject I keep talking about on my page, and I probably will keep talking about it. And the subject is confidence. So I've spent the best part of about 20 years not having any confidence, to the point that I used to be in a high stress, toxic workplace doing like 13-hour days, and I would be so full of anxiety, I would crumble in meetings, and I would run to the toilet sometimes crying afterwards, because the meetings, having looked back now, were just badly run with managers who didn't really have a clue what was going on. However, I have this thing of taking ownership of other people's downfalls, and I'm like, my anxiety, it comes from people pleasing, it comes from like black and white thinking. But since I've gone for therapy to address like the birth trauma, and I've worked with a therapist now for about 4 months, I'm starting to see that people have anxiety. It can be good, it can be good, it's a defense mechanism, it's alerting us to danger. Sometimes we need that in life. It can spur us on, it can give us adrenaline. So if used in the right way, which is easier said than done, it can be helpful to us. And I'm now starting to see that everybody, all people, you see this in your children. We've been having these conversations with my parents recently about kind of personality traits of my little one that we want to address, and we want to tell her that those behaviours are not great in the world. The way you would guide a child. Well, I'm starting to realise that as adults, we've all got that light and that dark within us. And it's about understanding and loving even that dark side of you. Like when I'm tired, when I'm grumpy, when I've not had enough sleep, when I'm pushed to my limits, when I'm touched out as a mum, when I'm overwhelmed. How do I act? What behaviours come out? Because anybody in that stressful situation would start displaying negative behaviours. We talk about children having behaviours because that's a form of communication. Well, adults do the same thing. I've got news for you. Nobody, I think very few people wake up in the morning and think, I'm going to have a blazing argument with my partner, I want to be on the brink of divorce. Like, nobody wants to live life like that. We're all just human, and we're all just, I think, trying to do our best. Now, on the flip side of that, people do need to be accountable for their behaviour, especially if it's poor, and they do need to work to improve it. Go see a therapist or address it if it's negative and it's upsetting and affecting and hurting people consistently, especially. So yeah, confidence for me has come from being at the depths of despair to now not caring as much, because I'm like, well, I've already been there. The trend on TikTok where it's like, you can't upset me, you can't touch me. That's kind of the attitude. You start to think, well, I might as well just put my videos out on TikTok. But having said that, when I first started posting, I used to get really nervous. I was like, oh my God, I'm like crying on the internet. I'm like dancing on the internet. Do I look stupid? Are people going to judge me? Are people going to see it who I work with? Are people going to see it who I live near? And as you consistently over time, 4 years for me, having had this blog, and about 3 years for this TikTok and social media accounts, it becomes a habit to basically just send it off and post it. I still do question myself sometimes, I always will.